Herb, I want to go back to a question that you asked that really stuck with me about. I think it was after one of the OTA practices, and you prefaced it
Mhm.
like this: "Hey Ben, I'm trying to get to know you as a coach. Why did you have the guys re-huddle?" Right? And
Yeah.
I don't want to ask specifically about that question, but generally, as you get to know a new head coach, what are things that you're looking for when you're watching practices to like try to identify, okay, like this is who Ben Johnson really is, and kind of like what have you learned about him through those questions and through watching him work?
Yeah, Scott, for me, it's just trying to get a feel for how these coaches are going to hold the players to a certain standard and what that standard is. Every time there's a new coaching change, a new regime comes in, they talk about setting the standard high, and this is what's going to be the expectations. But then oftentimes, at least for around the Bears, you don't really see that held, consistently across the board. And so when I see Coach Johnson out there making guys get back into the huddle because he simply did not like the way that they sounded coming out of it, the way that they looked coming out of it, those are things that I want to know. And so when he was sending them back in the huddle, I just want to know, like, why are you making him go back there? And so when he says those types of small details, it gives me some insight onto how he's going to go about coaching this team, how he's going to go about holding them accountable, and what he's going to be looking for when he's kind of evaluating each individual's performance as well as the team as a whole.
It's interesting, her, because this is what I mean. This is what we heard Caleb Williams talk about last year. He wanted a coach that was going to coach him hard. We heard multiple guys in the locker room say that they wanted better communication from the coaches and they wanted to be coached hard. They're getting it now. Have you talked? Like, what have you talked to these guys about? Just kind of and heard from them as far as how they're reacting to kind of getting their wish.
So far, they're all saying the right things. So far, they all say they appreciate, the tough coaching and the accountability and the fact that they're holding them, tight to all these details. We've heard them all say it. And I today I actually asked DJ, about that along those lines. Just listen, DJ doesn't know what it's like to be on a winning football team, a winning football program that has sustained success. As good as DJ is, he hasn't had that. He played for the Panthers and the Bears his whole career,
Mhm.
so he hasn't had that. He doesn't really know what that looks like. And I wonder if, how trusting are the players going to be of Coach Johnson that
Mhm.
this, intense, in your face kind of mentality of a coach, how long are they going to trust him that that is going to get them to where they want to go? Because many of them haven't really been there. And so, how long do they trust that, or how long does it take for them to say, okay, this is just irritating, it's getting on my nerves, and I don't like it?